Hey everybody, welcome back for a memory keeping video. I feel like I have not recorded a voiceover in 5 years. It's probably only been like a couple of weeks, but I am back. I actually have the next like 3 weeks from this point that you're seeing in the planner filmed already. I just have not had time or mental capacity to do the voiceover work. Plus my computer's at that weird point again where like it's way too full of files, so like I can't export the video anyway. So like that takes time to like sort through my files and delete stuff. But I am very excited about this plan with me because I'm using a Cafe with Anna kit, which is like pretty much her kits are always like my favorite ones, I'm not gonna lie. And this is Cultura. This is the end of Hispanic Heritage Month or Latinx Heritage Month, depending on your terminology. It's also the week of Indigenous Peoples Day. So I originally was going to use this kit in September at the start of the Heritage Month. It runs from September 15th to October 15th, thereabouts, if you're not familiar. But I don't know, we just had a lot of other plans in September. I use very few fall kits anymore. It's weird. Like there's always something going on September, October, November. Like I'm already changing my November lineup because of events that have happened. So I love, love, love this art though. It is gorgeous. I believe it was Painted Lilacs, who no longer is selling art, but gorgeous art. I love that there's Selena in here. I love this macaw. I love the person in the upper left-hand corner. This person on Thursday, I think I've said this a million times, does remind me a lot of my sister-in-law, except my sister-in-law has curly hair. And then I love that Sonia Sotomayor is in here. It's just gorgeous art. And I decided to do a 6-day week with this plan with me because I wanted to also use pumpkin patch art. And we did go to the pumpkin patch on the Sunday of this week. So you're going to see me white out Sunday the 19th, and that will be the start of the next plan with me. That will be an 8-day plan with me. So yeah, it just was an excuse to use more full boxes as well. So there's going to be 3 full boxes on Sunday. So especially with the extra freebies and even with the base kit. So I get the mini kit most frequently from Cafe with Anna. Sometimes I get an ultimate kit, but I find that her mini kit works really well for me. So that's generally how I go. But even with just the mini kit, you could have done like this many boxes for a 6-day week as well. I love that box at the end of Sunday. That's gorgeous as well. And I love, love, love the colors in this kit. I am a bright pop of color girl. And my only regret is that I wish I had used more of the green. I only ended up having one day, Wednesday, that was green. And like the sidebar ends up green because the weekly checklist in this kit was green. But I love this like, I guess like Kelly green color in the kit, and I only got to use it on Wednesday, and I only marked 5 things on Wednesday. So especially with the pattern, it was like this fun confetti pattern. I didn't get to use that very much. So that's my only regret. I did color block. I prefer color blocking. That's just my jam. When Anna uses both her kits or other people's kits, she doesn't do color blocking all the time. It looks good, but for some reason I do it. Maybe it's because I mark too many things in my planner. That might be it. And see, I'm putting down the pink on Sunday, and then I realized, wait a second, that is supposed to be green. So we're gonna pull that up. I got my Halloween nails on, I got my fuzzy robe on, and I got my pink X-Acto knife. There's no, excuse me. There's no particular reason I have a pink X-Acto knife, by the way. I think it was just the only one they were selling at Michael's when I bought that X-Acto knife. I don't even know how many years ago. It was a while ago though, and the blade is still sharp. I know you can change out the blade in an X-Acto knife, but for some reason I've never had to. And I've cut a lot of stickers with that thing, or pulled up a lot of I use it more frequently to pull up stickers, but I also use it to cut kits when they don't get cut through all the time, or I'll use it occasionally to hand cut printables. So yeah, what happened this week? I was still using Flonase, exciting stuff. I had seasonal allergies for a hot minute there, and then they died down once it started like cooling down and the rain came in. I'm hearing a squirrel or something outside yelling or chittering. Anyway, what else? Like I said, it was Indigenous Peoples Day on Monday, so that kind of ties into this kit. Not entirely, but at the same time, it does. We got some rain at the beginning of this week. That was exciting. Like the first 2 days of the week, it actually rained. Last October, I don't think it rained at all. And then in November, we're getting rain as well, which I'm not gonna lie, today, November 18th, like the sun came out after a couple of days of storms, and like it did feel really good. So like I'm still a California girl at heart, but I do like that we're getting more rain because like we had a real dry January up in this town. Let's see what else happened while we're working through the base. Just a lot of work. My like post-nasal drip cough was getting a little better, so I got to stop taking Flonase, I think, this week. I don't think I took it the next week. Oh no, I did at the beginning, but I was kind of like tapering it off, so that was nice. And kept doing our Stranger Things rewatch. My tiny vinyl for the Casey Musgraves album showed up, which if you're not familiar, it's like a 2-track, very small vinyl disc. We couldn't figure out how to play it. It doesn't work on our current record player because you need to be able to like put it on manual or something. I don't know. My husband figured it out. So that was a little disappointing, but it is still a cute little vinyl. It is cute. Also, another reason it's cool that I used this kit this week is that we did book our flights to Puerto Rico during this week. Finally got that down because I was starting to get class offers for the spring semester, so it was clear like when I needed to go back to work in January. So we went and booked our Puerto Rico trip, or at least this first start of our Puerto Rico trip. So, of course, that ties into the theme as well. I'm going to go ahead and put deco across the bottom of the bottom washi because I'm not using a foil pack with this kit, and I'm also going to put some across the top. I opted to not use the date covers, even though it kills me because I do really like the patterns that Anna picks for the date covers. They usually match the bottom washi, sorry. And I usually love the patterns that she picks. It's just like it gets a little too cluttered. Sometimes I'm here for the clutter and like I use both the date covers and the deco, but sometimes it does get to be a bit much. I also think I'm probably going to reuse this kit again. I mean, it's kind of an evergreen kit. You can use it pretty much anytime. So I'll probably buy some add-ons to use it with. So I'll use those date covers eventually. I am using this voiceover to decompress after doing my first full-time teaching interview. So if you don't know, I'm a part-time professor, faculty member, instructor, whatever you want to call it at the community college level. But I do that at multiple community colleges. So the goal is to get a full-time job somewhere. And luckily where I currently live, people are actually hiring full-timers because a lot of colleges and universities are not doing that very frequently. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity. But it did take a lot of prep because when you interview for a full-time teaching job at a college, it's not just answering interview questions, it's prepping a lesson to teach, to show your teaching skills. It's not just answering questions, but actually acting out those scenarios. It's giving a writing sample with a time limit that shows that you know how to grade and respond to student work. So it's a lot that you have to prep for. And now I'm just trying to like decompress and tell myself, I did the best that I could with the material available to me, with the experience that I have, and I am grateful for the opportunity to do this at all. So obviously, I would love if I got the job. That would be ideal, but I'm just trying to encourage myself to keep going regardless of the outcome. So yeah, using this as a way to kind of come down from the adrenaline rush and relax a little bit and get back into stickers. I don't know what it is about stickers, but like they lower my cortisol levels. Like as someone who is a stress cadet, I don't know what it is. This is what got me into the hobby though, but sticking paper to other paper in like a box format, so it's just like, it's like putting together a little puzzle. It just does something for my adrenal glands. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I was trying to decide if I was going to use the date covers or not, because like with that homecoming kit, I used the date covers and the deco. But I guess it just depends on how much deco and how big or small it is. The molcajete with the avocados, my absolute favorite thing in this art. Absolutely. I would buy that as just like a sheet of stickers because the most Californian thing about me is that I stan an avocado. So versatile, can do so many things with it. You add it to a sandwich, you add it to a salad. It is God's greatest invention, besides like cats. I don't know. I love an avocado, and you can put it on tacos. You can make guacamole. Like it's just, and it's good for you too. That's the other thing. Like how many foods are like delicious? I know avocados can be polarizing. Some people really hate them, or some people are allergic to them. But yeah, like how many foods that are delicious are also like mostly good for you, you know? The avocado. My defense of avocados. Sorry if you don't like avocados, but if you don't, why? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so yeah, that's my favorite piece of this. I think it's just gorgeous. That's so weird to think of a fruit that way, but I don't know. Food's great. I also noticed there were some like medals. I think like there's supposed to be military medals in this art, and that does make me think of one, not connection I have to Puerto Rican culture, but like when I worked at the newspaper, I did interview this older gentleman whose unit from Puerto Rico was finally being recognized for their service in, I think it was Vietnam. And his wife was so darling. She was so nice because I went to their house and interviewed him for this story I was doing for the local newspaper. And then a couple days later, I came into my office and there's this giant floral arrangement on my desk, which like you're not supposed to accept gifts like as a journalist, but at the same time, it's like if it's already sent and paid for and everything, like what can I do about it? And also it was like a very like slice of life type of story. There was no bribery going on, but I was like, who sent me flowers? I don't think these came from my husband. Well, my husband now, but he was my boyfriend at the time, because it was like in April or something when like we don't have an anniversary or it's not my birthday or anything. And she sent me this gorgeous floral arrangement that lived on my desk for a while. So I don't know. That's a total tangent, but that the military medals in this kit kind of remind me of that. I don't know. It's like one of the more memorable stories I did. And it was just kind of like, I think we were doing something, it was kind of like in the lead up to Memorial Day, basically, or maybe to Veterans Day, or it was just happening. So anyway, I worked at a newspaper for 4 years, y'all. I learned a lot. I think it's good that I did that because I was 22 and I didn't know anything about the world. And that job forced me to learn things about the world, whether it was pleasant or not. I will say I prefer my job now because students are a lot nicer than the general public. I'm going to be real. Every now and then they're not so nice, but like by and large, students are so much nicer and respectful than people in general. So that's why I do what I do now, if you wanted to know. Monday, my husband was off work. I was not. He works in local government. I work at a publicly funded school, but for some reason we didn't take off Indigenous Peoples Day, whatever. I marked that with an alarm clock from Beneva Creations. I marked Indigenous Peoples Day with a little flower from the deco in the kit. I thought that looked nice. I went and taught my classes and graded papers. So those things are from Sweet Ava's paper. And then I marked that it was raining with this cute cow umbrella sticker from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And then in the evening, I had conferences with my night class, and I watched Everybody's Live with John Mulaney as a rewatch. So both of those stickers are from Sweet Ava's paper. And I used the Netflix bat stickers because we're in October at this point, and I wanted to use more of my Monty bat stickers. And also that show's on Netflix. So I don't always get to use my Netflix stickers because I don't actually watch that much Netflix. But this night I did, or this week I did. Tuesday, the first thing I marked was that Clover, my kitten, was 2.5. I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep tracking her birthday anniversary situations, but I don't know. I just wanted to mark it because especially this time of year in October, she was diagnosed with a deadly disease at 6 months old. So every like half birthday is kind of meaningful to me. It's like, okay, wow, she's made it 2 years past that diagnosis that basically said she was not going to live very long. So that's a hallmark for us. That's from Sweet Ava's paper. More rain this day. So that's from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. I played with Clover. As we discussed, that's from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. too. And then I was doing yoga. So I used this sneaker from the Prairie Planner. And then I had office hours and grading to do. So that's from Sweet Ava's paper. I voiced over a plan with me. So you're going to see another sticker from Sweet Ava's paper. And then I also filmed a haul as well. My husband had a late meeting this day. October and November are busy for both of us. Me, because I work in education, my husband, because he's working on projects and going to meetings and things like that, and also special events. Everyone's trying to get all their projects done before the holidays, in my opinion. And that was my experience as a newspaper reporter as well, someone who reported on local government. Like the November and December city council meetings were all, they only would have one for the whole month because of the holidays. And then like they weren't like opening up anything new. You know what I mean? So like the October meeting and the January meeting were always a little more intense, and November and December were a little more chill. And then I watched more Everybody's Live. Wednesday, I was really tired and over it, just that middle of the semester slump. I did go and teach my classes though, and also lesson planned. And then in the evening, I had conferences and I watched Everybody's Live. So literally everything from Wednesday or on Wednesday is from Sweet Ava's paper. Who is surprised? I have stocked up on so many stickers from her this year because she's been putting a bunch of things in clearance. I think right now each sticker sheet is like 28 cents or something. So I might go in there before, I think she's closing that off in like December. So I might go in there and place another order depending on what's available. Part of me is like, how many stickers do I really need? But there's certain ones, like any sort of laptop sticker or planner sticker, I use a lot of. So I might as well get them cheap while I can. Thursday, I marked that my cough was still here, but getting better. I was worried for like 3 or 4 weeks that like I had some sort of chronic situation going on, but it did go away. So I think it was some sort of environmental problem. So I used this Allergies Molly from 80 Base Sticker Co. for that. I did laundry, that's from Beneva Creations, and then I did more yoga, that is from the Prairie Planner. My husband used to work from home on Thursdays and Fridays, but more lately it's been just on Fridays, which makes me a little sad, but what can you do? Times are busy. I lesson planned in grade. I voiced over another Plan With Me. I was on a roll churning out Plan With Me's this time of the year, and then it kind of tapered off because I had other stuff going on. But yeah, did that and then watched more Everybody's Live. So everything on the bottom of Thursday is from Sweet Ava's paper. I love that girl framed in the pink. It's very cute to me. And then Friday, my husband did work from home that day. My tiny vinyl arrived for the Casey Musgraves album. So it was Deeper Well on one side and Too Good to Be True on the other side. Bought it from Target. And can't play it on my current record player. We could play it at high speed, which sounded hilarious, but I think that would not be good for either the record or the record player. So, oh well. But it's very cute to have a little tiny album, including the album art of Deeper Well. I do love that album. A lot of it's grown on me. Like when I first listened to it, I was like, okay, I have a few favorite tracks and then the rest of it is just kind of like sounds the same to me. But I've grown to appreciate it as a very like calm, chill album. So that's nice. So I marked that with a record from Corks and Corgs Co. I had more grading to do, so I'm gonna have a cat from Sweet Ava's paper to mark that. And then this was when I put on my Halloween nails. So I've been buying a lot of nails the last few years from Impress Nails, both from Target, but also directly from the Impress website. I recommend the Impress brand specifically. Those are the ones where you have the peel off tabs. Those ones last me a while, especially with their new and improved formula. I'm not sponsored by this company at all. They're not paying me anything to say this. It's just something that I have found works really well. So anyway, the Halloween nails are the ones that you're seeing in this video. So that's from Carly Plans. I don't actually know if she sells that sticker sheet anymore though, but I am starting to run low. And then we had a date night at a new sushi restaurant in town, which used to be a different sushi restaurant with a koi pond inside. So that was funny and dark, but I don't know if I think they switched owners and they like revamped it. So they did a whole remodel of the place. So it looks really nice in there. And then also the food is better now. So I'm glad for that. We watched the new episode of Great British Bake Off that was out this night, and then watched more of the 3rd season of Stranger Things. So that sticker is from Carly Plans. And I used the Scoops Ahoy uniform, both because it matched the kit, but also because we were in the middle of watching season 3. And then Saturday, the 18th, is going to be the last day we cover in this plan with me. So my husband had to work at a community event this day, so he was gone for most of the day. So I did yoga, I filmed and voiced over a plan with me, and I cleaned up. So those are all from Sweet Ava's paper. And then the exciting thing this night was that we sat down and booked our flights to Puerto Rico. So that flight sticker is from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And then I watched more Everybody's Live. So I'm really glad to have that vacation on the calendar as of today. It's getting very close to when we're going to leave, so I'm very excited about that. But yeah, look at this fun, colorful spread. This is so gorgeous. And I'm so glad that I decided to use 6 days instead of the full 7, both because I get to use more kits, but also like I just get to showcase so much of the gorgeous art in this video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you all are doing well. I'm looking forward to getting some more Plan With Me's up for you, and I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.